Hello. Hi
Hi
Taushid.
Prashant.
Hi Taushid. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. What about you?
I'm also good. So yeah, are you ready?
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Okay. So
Uh,
yeah, introduce
I'm ready.
yourself first then.
Sure. Give me 1 minute. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
So yeah. So I'm going ahead with the introduction.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So introduce
Yeah.
yourself first.
Yeah. So hi. My name is Toy Shahid. I'm currently working as a digital technology junior analyst in entity data, where I've gained over 4 years of experience
Okay.
specializing in front-end technologies. So my key strengths include deep understanding of front-end technologies such as
Okay.
HTML, CSS, JavaScript, TypeScript, React.js, Reader's Toolkit, Context API,
Okay.
Tailwind CSS,
Okay.
GitHub for the version control, Zira for the project management tool,
Okay.
and React testing library or just for the unit testing purpose, and some core fundamentals such as OOPS in C++.
Okay.
Now, so yeah, I'm particularly passionate about creating seamless user experience
Okay.
and ensuring the high performance and scalability in the solution that I develop.
Okay.
So
Great.
during my time in the company, I had the opportunity to work in various projects, building responsive, user-friendly web applications, and collaborating closely with the cross-functional team to deliver a high-quality solution. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm really excited to
Okay.
contribute my skills and experience
Great. Great.
and grow
Okay.
further as a developer.
Great. Great. Good to know. So yeah, let's start with JavaScript first. So can you explain like
Sure.
let const and where difference?
Yeah, so let and const were introduced in ES6 version. That
Okay.
is the latest version of JavaScript, and
Mm-hmm.
where was used earlier version in the earlier version. So the difference between let and const is the is when we access the let and const variable before they are declared. So they gives out to be reference error. But we
Okay.
if we access the var variable before they are being declared, so they gives out to be undefined.
Okay.
And other than this, if, we can redeclare the variables, but if we go ahead we redeclare the let variables, then it will give the syntax error. And if we redeclare the const variable, then it will give the type error. So
Okay.
this is some of the
Okay.
basic
Okay.
difference.
Okay. What is hosting in JavaScript?
Hoisting is basically it's a phenomena of mm, it's a phenomenon of accessing the variables before they are being declared.
Okay.
Some of the variables and like where variables are fully hosted, functions are hosted, and other than this let and const variables are not hosted,
Okay.
and class is also not hosted. So
Okay.
if we try to access them, then it will give reference error, otherwise
Okay.
it will give undefined.
So can you share your screen and just open any
Sure.
JavaScript compiler?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
My
Yeah.
screen
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
visible,
Yeah.
right?
Is it? Yeah. It is visible. Okay. Okay. So what is temporal dead zone?
Temporal dead zone is basically something it's a time period between which variables let and const variables are
Okay.
time between the both of them is known as the
Okay.
temporal dead zone. So yeah.
Okay. 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 So what is rest parameter?
So rest basically it's an way to some iterable types are there, right?
Yeah.
So basically to combine all the variables, rest of the variables. Suppose we are sending some variables as an argument to any function, right? A, B, and C, and
Okay.
we are accessing those variables as a parameter in the function definition, a comma rest operator b. So in a, one will be stored, and in b, array of 2 and 3 will be stored. So this is the basic example of rest. So rest is used to combine rest of the things to form an array.
Okay.
So yeah, this is what.
Okay. Okay. So just tell me like some of method of array.
some of the methods that
Array,
array
yeah.
has is the concat is the method,
Okay.
join is the method, includes is another one, push, pop,
Okay.
shift, unshift.
Okay.
So
Okay.
these
So
are the
what is
few
the
of the
difference
methods.
between map and for each?
So map in the with the map we can both of them, like map also and for each also, we can loop through with the iterable types like
Okay.
arrays and all. But the difference is that with the map we can further apply some other methods like filter or reduce and all. But in for each we cannot apply. And
Okay.
another difference is that map always returns a array of elements, that is the required element. But for each just only iterates to the array but not return, it doesn't return anything
Okay.
else.
Okay. So just write one array like 1 2 3 4 and like some write duplicate element like 1 1 2 2 3 4 4 5 5 6 7 kind of.
So 1 minute, let array equal to duplicate, right?
Yeah.
3 3 4 5.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I just want like remove duplicate element from this array. How you will do? Like using map, you need to
okay,
do. Yeah.
sure. So let's declare one function for this
Okay.
function. Or else we have this. What we can do is we can we can create one array, uh, unique array, empty array. And now on array we can map through each and every element. So if it is not there in means like it's not included in that, not of unique, this one, if it's not included, basically say if unique array dot, it's not included, unique array dot includes num is not there, then uh, we can push that inside that and push once, else we can continue. So this will be pushed and we can print this. So yeah,
Okay.
let's see.
So run it.
It's giving error. Nums is not defined. Nums is not okay here also. So yeah, we got the unique array.
Okay. 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 So what is the difference between slice and splice?
So the difference between slice and splice is, slice basically both of them, like slice, what it does is it takes out the portion of the array, some portion like from starting index to the ending index, if we mention in the arguments of the slice function. So it slice out or it's take the portion of that array. And splice is basically if we want to if we want to add or delete or update any portion of the array, then using the splice method we can do that. So both of
Okay.
them is like and also using the splice, it basically it changes the original array, and splice do not changes slice do not changes the original array, and
Okay.
splice changes the original array.
Okay. Okay, so like what is promises?
Promises is an object that represents the completion or completion or like resolve completion or resolving or rejecting of any asynchronous task. So it offers various promise APIs such as promise.all, promise.all settle, promise.raise, promise.any. So yeah, these are the APIs that promises offer, and it's kind of an object that represents the resolving or rejection of any asynchronous task.
Okay, what is the
Yeah.
difference between promise.all and promise.all settled? Do you know?
So promise.all is like with a promise of if we send the promises inside the promise.all method, then it basically if any of the promise fails, then it will return the failed promise as a result. Otherwise, it will return the like whole bunch of result of all the promises. But if we send the promises inside the promise dot all settled, then whether it is failing or not, any promise failing in or not in the in between, it will continue to execute the promise, and at the end it will return the result of all the promise, which promise fails or which promise pass. So yeah, this is what promise
Okay,
the
okay,
difference between.
okay. And what is async and await?
Async and await is an latest methodology to resolve the promises. So by adding the async keyword in front of the function,
Okay,
it
do
the
one thing.
function become.
Just take one API, post API. Just search on Google. Then you need to call, and you need to display the data from that we are getting from that API. Okay. So just write post API, free post API. You will get post. Yeah. So JSON, I think, yeah. This second one. Click on second JSON placeholder. Yeah. So you need to call this
Yeah,
API using async and await, and you need to console the data that you are getting from this API. Okay.
sure. uh,
Yeah. Like yeah.
API, this API, right?
Yeah. This to dos you can take. Yeah. And this, yeah, this only one. This to do one to do you can show. So let's check first.
So using async and await, I have to do this and just console log the data,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. So async function name, my func, and it takes an API.
Okay.
So from here we will call this function. API is this one, and let let the data equal to await fetch API, await this, and this will return. So it will return the response, and then
Okay.
if response is there, then we can convert this, we can convert this response to the JSON form.
Okay.
Let's see a minute. Data dot JSON response, and
how you will handle like if something gets wrong here?
Using dot then and dot catch.
Okay. Also, you can use
Fetch
try and
failed.
catch.
Yeah, we can use that try and catch. We can wrap this inside the try and catch block.
Okay.
Inside this catch, I think callback. uh, Error, and this we can push over here.
Okay.
Let's. So this is what, and this is saying fetch failed. Uh, mm,
Okay. No issue regarding this. Okay. So my last question
I
from
think
Java. Okay. So yeah, yeah. My last question from JavaScript, like what is the like difference between debouncing and throttle?
uh, debouncing and throttling.
Yeah,
Okay,
throttling.
so your fetch is failing somewhere else. Timeout error.
Yeah. So
Anyways, like debouncing and throttling is basically it's an methodology, it's an performance optimization technique that can be used to it can be used to minimize the API calls. Like suppose in the e-commerce website, if we are searching any product in the input box, and we are typing the product name. So on each suppose we are not using the performance optimization like debouncing or throttling. So on each and every key press event, the API will be called, and that product list will be shown, right? So this will not be optimized, and to optimize this, we can use the debouncing or throttling. So what it says that
okay.
debouncing, it says that on each and every key press, suppose there is a difference between two different key press, is the given delay time. So
Okay.
for that delay time, after that only one time the API will be called, and other than that, in between whatever key press is there, so it will not call the API.
Okay.
And similarly, throttling is something which like it frequently calls the API frequently, like after a
Hmm.
certain delay of time that calls the API. So this is what the difference between debouncing and throttling.
Okay. 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 So great. Let's move to the React now. Okay. So
Sure.
yeah. So in React, what is use effect?
So in React, use effect is use effect is basically it's an hook that is responsible for solving the side effects, like calling the API, or using the set timeout function, or similar kind of stuffs. So yeah, these it is like that. And use effect can also be used similar to the class component. In the class component, we have the component, class component life cycle is there, right?
Yeah.
Component date mount, component date update, component date unmount. So it can be mapped with the use effect that is there in the functional component.
Okay. Like if we like in use effect, if we don't use dependency, right? And if we use like empty
Yeah.
dependencies, so what does this mean?
So if we use the empty dependency array, then it will render the method only once upon first render. So it will not re-render again, and it will render only just once from first render. So yeah.
Okay. What is the difference between like use ref and use state?
So use state is an hook that is used to store the data of the component, and use if we want to mutate the data variable or state variable, then we can do it using the set state method that is offered by use state. And use ref is an hook that is responsible uh, for uh, carrying the reference of any element that is there in the render matter. And that it useref hook returns the object, that object has the one value, that is the current value that is maintained
Okay.
throughout.
Okay. So like if I want to like share data like child to parent, so how I can do?
Yeah. So if we want to share the data from child to parent, so this is called basically lifting state up.
Okay.
So this can be implemented using various methods, like we can use the Redux also, we can use the context API also, we can use the reuse ref also, and we can use the this one use state also using set data method. So we can various methods are there. So utilizing those, we can lift this state up from child to parent class or component. Yeah.
Okay. So what is use context?
So use context is an so it's an hook that is offered especially for the context API. So use context is utilized to uh, access the data that is there globally, access the global data that is there in the context API that we are declaring during the creation of the context API.
Okay.
So yeah.
So do you know custom hooks?
Yeah, we can create custom hooks. Like suppose if and those are helpful for performance optimization. Like some piece of code is there and that is repeating throughout the component. Like that is repeating in various components. So instead of repeating those similar code in every component, what we can do is we can create one custom hook that is responsible for doing that particular task. And the example is like if we are fetching the API and that API code is similar in similar like different components, so we can create one hook that is responsible for getting the API or fetching the API. So yeah, this is what custom hook we can do.
Okay. So have you worked on the Redux?
Yes, I worked.
Okay. So like Redux toolkit, do you know?
Yes,
So just I
actually, I have
wanted
worked
to
with
know
Redux
like
toolkit.
like flow, like how Redux work actually.
Okay, so Redux work in the flow, like if we basically if we click any any button, suppose one button is there on the screen. If we click on that button, so it basically what it does is it uh, uh, subscribe the uh, mm, subscribe the some statement was there. I don't. So what it does is it's basically uh, calls the action, subscribe the action, which further calls the reducer function corresponding to that action, and that reducer function is responsible for doing that stuff. Like suppose upon clicking that button, that add to cart, suppose that button is responsible for adding the item into the cart. So that add to cart action is called, and corresponding to action, one reducer function is there that actually does the actual like implementation of adding the product inside the cart. So this is what some like flow is there. And these reducers are kept inside the slices. So slices is nothing but the one portion of the store, and store is the global storage that stores the various data or state of global state variables. So this is what the flow of Redux toolkit. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So like have you worked on any authentication kind of task?
Yes, I worked.
Okay. So how you do like how you save token actually in locals like in your front end?
So tokens are basically it is like in the backend, tokens are stored in the cookies, and cookies are something, it's an data storage that is used to keep sort of 4 kbs or 5 kbs of data. Like we can keep the JSON web token inside that, and that is available both on backend and front end both. So in the backend, we keep that JSON web token, JWT token inside the cookies, and in the front end, we access that from the cookies, and we utilize that wherever is required. Like private routes are there, so with that, after accessing that, we are sending the JSON web token inside the header whenever we
Okay.
hit any private route or whenever we hit the API.
Okay.
So yeah, this is what.
So yeah, my last question would be like how you can optimize your like React application. What step you will follow?
So there are various steps that we can take for the optimization of React web application. So first of all, we can divide the whole web application into various chunks. Like instead of mounting or rendering the whole application at once, we can import that different components with a lazy loaded function that is offered by React. And that lazy loaded function do it is whenever we navigate to any portion of the React application, that particular portion is only rendered on the screen, and other than that, nothing will be rendered. So this can be implemented. Other than this, we can use the various hooks that is being offered, like use memo or use callback hooks is there. And other than this, we can also use the debouncing and throttling technique to limit the API call. And we can also use the CDNs to get fetch the access the data from this resource, access the resources from the server. It basically creates the server to the nearby location of the user. So these are the techniques that we can utilize to optimize the
Okay.
performance.
Okay, Taushit. Then yeah, thank you. And do you have any
Yeah.
question?
Yeah, like how was the interview, and
Okay.
how is
Yeah, I
like.
think yeah you very confidently give like all the answers. So yeah, I'm very happy like to
Thank you,
yeah
thank you so
you give
much.
right very good interview. So yeah, it was a nice experience with you, and yeah, I think you will get your job if you will just in this
Yeah.
way you will give the interview. So yeah, wonderful experience.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much,
Okay.
Prashant.
Yeah. So let me.